In this episode, we're dealing with the floors. Okay, so it's the rain's returned, so I'm back inside. So the next thing I think I'm going to do is start removing some of the sound deadening that's on the floor. That way I can get the interior prepped for rust treatment and primer. The thing that I found that works the best is one of these saws with just a flat blade on it. So let's get started. Okay, well, I just broke the blade off of here, so I guess that's all I'll be doing for today. I'll have to pick up a new blade for this. So, all right, so I got my new blade. So let's finish up in here, and then we'll move on to something else. That was a little harder work than I expected. I've got most of it out now. I'm probably going to have to go over it with like a wire brush or something to get it completely prepped up, and then we'll do some rust treatment. I was a little optimistic earlier when I said the floors were completely solid once we pulled back this undercoating or sound deadening. There's a couple places that we're going to need to repair, so I'll bring the camera in here and show you a closer look. Okay, so yeah, you can see right here that's a hole all the way through. Let me see if I can. So probably going to have to replace most of this channel through here, but I'll see what I can do. I want to try to not replace too much. And then otherwise up here it's solid. A little bit of surface rust, but not too bad. As I mentioned before, kind of along here, yeah, I guess there's basically a hole right here as well that I'm going to have to burn through, replace, as well as just kind of the bottom of this seat support. I'll cut that out and replace that. So that's it for the passenger side. The driver's side is about the same. Same. You can see there's some rot there. It's basically in the same channel as the other side. It's solid all along here on this side. So it's mostly just, again, this channel that I'm going to have to replace. Everywhere else is fairly solid. Up in here is pretty good. Some surface rust there again, but not too bad. But yeah, so slowly coming. I haven't started on the back yet. It seems fairly solid though. And basically in the front there, where the ruster is, you could see where it was the sound deadening was lifting there or cracked. So, and the back seems pretty good. It seems all like in good condition, except for right here it was kind of peeling up a bit, but I kind of dug through it and it looks pretty solid underneath there. So I keep flip-flopping back and forth whether I'm going to remove this or leave it in, but I think it's probably just better to remove it, and then I know for sure what I'm getting, what's underneath there anyway. So, alright, well, I guess I better get started on the back here. I am going to remove the sound deadening, that way I'll know for sure what the floor is like, and won't be second guessing it later. So I spent the morning kind of cleaning up in here again, and then I scraped all the sound deadening, or I guess it's undercoating, off the bottom in the damaged areas, so I could get a better look at what's happening down there. It looks pretty good from the bottom, other than obviously the spots that are rotted right through. And then I also cut the seat support out so that I could see what was underneath there, do some repairs underneath there as well as to the seat support itself. I'll bring you in a little bit and show you what I've done. Okay, so here you can see underneath, and like I said, there are the spots that we knew were rotted through, but everything else is pretty clean. I've gone all the way down, basically along there, and then over to this side there's a small hole on that side. That seems to be the only damage really on that side of the passenger side floor pan. But like I've mentioned before, basically all of this channel and this channel back here are going to have to be replaced. So that's what we've got for the underside for right now. Let's go back inside and take a look at it from the inside. Okay, Here's a better look at the inside since I've kind of cleaned it up a bit. Again, we have the rot through here. Here's where basically I've removed the seat support that was there. I cut it out basically, and I will do the repairs to the edge of it here and then weld it back in. It did reveal a few more kind of pinholes here and underneath where we kind of knew it was rotted along the edge of it there. Right here, sorry. And then there's the front. I'm probably going to have to replace basically this whole kind of section through here. And yeah, so and here's a close-up after I used a little bit of thinner to remove the last of that undercoating. So the back is actually pretty good on the driver's side. Passenger side, again, it's basically this channel here. So alright, I'll get back at her. Okay, so I'm going to start cutting out the bad section of the floor. I think I'm going to do it in sections. That way I can kind of minimize the amount that I have to cut out. So I'm going to start off by cutting out this section here, and then probably have to do kind of a section right here, and then we'll do that section over there. So. Okay, so that's the floor repairs all done. I've still got to obviously clean up the floors. I've added rust treatment to one section of it. I still got to do the driver's side, and then I still have to basically wire wheel everything, possibly use some type of thinner or something just to remove the very last of the I guess it's sound deadening. It's sort of that tar material, which I got the majority off, but there's still sort of a light film that gums up a bit when I use the wire wheel. But I'll bring the camera in and show you what I've done. Okay, so here's the passenger side. You can see it's kind of changed color because I did add the rust treatment to the patches that I finished here. But you can see everything is now solid. I don't think there's any pinholes left. Kind of taking care of everything. And I may go over it. I'm not sure if I'll use any filler because I'm going to probably use a sound deadening in here, which is going to cover everything up as well. See, there's the other little patch that I did. And then moving over to the driver's side, there was this, there was that little hole, which I just made a small patch for. And then the larger patch I did up there. Now everything pretty much is solid in here. That's just a drain hole. You can see up there. On this side and the back is all solid. So yeah, that's the floor's done. I guess I still have to repair this, which is just sitting back here. That's still on the to-do list. You can see I've got to repair this lip along the side here, make it so that I can spot weld it back into place. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how everything's turned out. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end this episode. Got a lot done in this episode. Took a long time and it was quite a bit of work, but pretty happy with how everything turned out. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And thanks for tuning in to Analog Generation.